Hello and welcome to this video about the Naim CDS2 and XPS power supply. Well, it is a monstrosity and it's hard to deal with, and it took me a good hour to take it out of the boxes and set it up and test it. And but I mean, it is a worthwhile CD player. The Bible about of CD players from Belarus says it's got two PCM 1702s and VAM 1205 mechanism, and there is the 1702. Probably the other one is on the other side of the board, or maybe underneath there. As you see, there are three layers there. I mean, two other boards. These are audio boards for both channels, and it all is suspended on, there's like another chassis there, if you can see that. Yeah, so it's certainly not a budget player. And if you see the rows and rows of regulators, well, I thought it was 35, but then I found another 3, that's 38, but I haven't sort of looked underneath this, so it could be over 40. So it's pretty crazy as far as that is concerned. Not many electrolytics, because first, it doesn't read CDs. So first I looked at the power of the laser, and the owner, I don't know which one is the original and which is not. Somebody else changed the laser in it. It has plenty of power. Which doesn't mean anything, but 300 microwatts, which what Naim sets them at. But it's not that, and it doesn't spin, and we'll come to that in a moment. But of course, first thing I looked after I found that the power was good was electrolytics, and the electrolytics on the servo board, which I'll show you in a moment, are all right, but the ones on the audio board, these are like, there should be 47 micro 35 volts, should have about an ohm, maximum 1 ohm of equivalent series resistance. It was 1.1, 1.2, 1.7. That one's got 5. Just over 5.2. So that's sort of leaky. I haven't tested those, because for those you have to take out the board. So if owner wants that done, well, I hate to take all this apart. But anyway, we'll come back to that. The mechanism, as you see, the whole thing is there on suspension, but so is the actual meg. And it is a very strange setup. As you see, there's a pin there, and there's 3 of those pins, and the bits of metal, and this is how it is suspended. It's that's the sort of spring, and there's 3 of them. So as I said before, I took a liberty of removing it, and as you can see, there's sort of 1, 2, 3. This is how it's suspended, and I suppose it's a simple method, but still quite good. So this is those 2 I've tested, because that's the sort of first thing you do. If the mechanism appears good, check the electrolytics. But you see, these are away from regulators. Those here are very close, so that's why they're more exposed to heat and more likely to fail. So what next in my troubleshooting adventure? And I sort of already am regretting having taken it on, but it's a nice guy. Paid the full price on eBay and received a faulty player. I suggested that he just sends it back for full refund. Well, he didn't. Instead, he sent it to me. And what I've noticed is that chip there, BA6840, that is a motor driver. And as I said, the motor doesn't want to spin properly. Well, it does spin when you put voltage on it. So that is a that is a good suspect. So what did I do? I looked up my local supplier, and local supplier said, nah, we haven't got any. So then the next step is DigiKey. DigiKey tells you it's only €2, but the quantity is in the multipliers of 1,500. So you have to buy 1,500, they're going to make it for you. So I went to Mauser, and ship's free, but it's also 1,500. So that doesn't look well, and that's the same thing. I did find them as a Chinese supplier called UT Source, and they are pretty good, and they will sell less, and it's like $2 or $3, but it will take long time to get it. And of course, what do they use? FedEx and UPS, and it costs sometimes, $25 to have it shipped. I'll see what they charge. FedEx, $28 shipping. See, it's cheap is $2, shipping $28. So that's with Australia Post only $7. There you are. So maybe $10 for that. But it's going to sit in my workshop now for weeks before it gets, before I know if this is the problem. So there you go. Not only me who buys fully working units that actually don't work at all. But overall, a player, it's worth about probably $2.5 Australia, maybe 3, it says, somewhere there, with the power supply. Well, it's certainly not a budget unit, Some effort went into designing it and making it. And even it's from 1999, you see, that's the sort of, as I always say, end of 80s, beginning of 90s. This is what you get. You get just a simple CDM mechanism, 1205 is a bit later one, but it's still, simple, warm drive drives a gear, nothing fancy, it's just ordinary, yet another ordinary Philips mechanism. I mean, they did try to make it as good as fancy as they could, and and there is a nice case and top loading thing there, but what could they do? There was just no better make. Oh, maybe they could get some side, but Naim is firmly in the Philips camp, and this is what Philips was doing at the time. Well, that's all, folks, and till the next one. Bye bye.